ちょっとこまめにセーブしてるので、ちょころどころちょっと途切れてるとこあるかもですけど。さあ、3個目いこうぜ。やっぱあれですね、1個ずつ見つけていかないと、次に進めない感じなんだな、最後は。ドアップですね、君ね。君名前出たりする？しないの？石を祝福している。別に小屋が見れるわけでもないね、これ。わあ、いた。ハンターたち。娘？イブニー、こんにちは。
I was always fearless. My mother Aggie told me there was nothing I couldn't do. With Otsul and without, I hunted the deer in the woods and the hares on the mountain, all before I had taken my first lover. And younger still, one time Aggie had me knock her tooth out when she was in terrible pain. I didn't mind even when the blood poured out. It was easy for me.
怖いわ。
Spears and knives were my nature. Death and courage were my meat and drink. I knew about Aggie's mirror, of course, but did not believe all of it. When Aggie warned us the mauler was sick and there would be fewer calves for the following years, none of us listened. It was to be my first cull. I wanted their blood. It was my nature. We would not take less of the mauler just because an old woman told us to.
ちょっと読みましょうか。モーロが病気にかかっており、来年生まれてくる子供が少なくなるだろうとアギから警告を受けたとき、私たちは誰も耳を貸さなかった。私にとって初めての間引きの儀式だったのだ。血を見たくて仕方がなかった。老女のたわごとを真に受けて、捕獲するモーロの数を減らすつもりはなかった。
She came to the beach after the Morlow slaughter, her hair wild, eyes burning with fury, raged and shouted like a woman out of her mind. We had killed too many, she said. Then she left the village, told us she was done with all of us, forever. As Otsul marked me with oil and blood, I did not mourn my mother leaving. I was young and foolish, and the sight of her ashamed me. But of course, I did not see what was to come.
こんな時からモーロ狩りあったん
that
か。
they were still having the same arguments about the Morlow way back in the Bronze Age.
Aggie must have sensed the trouble ahead. Maybe she was trying to find a way to prevent it.
なるほどね。戻りますよ。こんなん見たことないのだが、こんなん見たことないのだがさっきまで全部見たつもりだったけど、こんなの見たことないのだが、あったかな。パッと見てわかるとこにないのか。これむっちゃ可愛くない？違う違う違う。これかわいい。へえ。 かな。
ないっすね。ないっすねとかありやのかな。あ、こっちにもあんのか。ってことは、なるほどね。こっちからじゃ見えないんだ。こうして、ダメだ。こっち行って、待って。
戻されるのね。オッケーオッケー。じゃあこっちからちょっと回って、んあった。これじゃない？違うのか。違った。ああ、これだ。
What a beautiful object. Delighted to have it in our museum.
ちょっと寄ってきました。これかな？違うか。これじゃあこれ。
Oh, I'll sing you a song of the Queen of the Sea.
この曲いいな。
Of when I first met her and when she first met me. Of the silver and red and the start of my life. Of my fathers and brothers, my first precious night. Oh, the Molo is wide and the Molo is tall. Left my feather bed when I first heard the call. Just a boy in a soft heart who had never left land. When the Queen of the Sea made me first a man. They came to Pendine when the moon rose so high. They came up the beach, all ready to die. We men of the Isles, we welcome the Molo. We answer their song, yes, we answer their call. The Queen of the Seas, the mighty grey Molo. Gave herself to me, gave herself to us all. and with all of the town.
いいっすね。めっちゃいいなこの曲。よし、じゃあ今度こっちなんだ。ほい。おじさん。これさっきの人じゃなくて違うか。クルククワクそうだよね。
She was alone, and I would bring her food sometimes, samphire and sea urchins. She would make dry food and we would eat it together. Textures unlike any we knew that broke apart in your hands and in your mouth. We would sing together, make tea together. We became her family. The dry folk left her alone. She had a companion for a few seasons, a hind who came down from the mountain and slept at her fire. And then, for a few more, a golden hair that ate from her hand.
金色のウサギってすごい
One
ね。
night we all felt it. Those of us in the water and those above. The island waking, rumbling, alive again, more furious than before.
地震が
I
起こるぞ。
found Aggie awake, tending her fire, unsleeping, unresting, staring into her mirror. She told me she'd seen the island sinking into orange fire and boiling sea, lost forever above and below. The village and our town in the sea caves, all gone. Aggie went to the shore and blew the sinistral shell, calling our people up from the water. Aggie sang for them the oldest song, and we spoke for some time. That night, the sea and sky was all the same color, a deep gray blue like a mackerel's back without the glitter. As the dawn approached, Aggie left the beach to return to her people, to tell them what must be done.
I'm not sure I want to see what happens next.
We have to, Morris.
すぐ分かった。もうどこにあるか分かるこれ。もう博物館のものを知り尽くしているのでね、私はね。本当かよ。あ、行き過ぎちゃった。ごめんなさいね、もし酔いかけてる方いたら。私は本当にここじゃない。私は本当にその操作が下手なんだと思うんですよね。黄金の貝があるんですよね。これ。
Such a small thing. But it changed the entire course of our island.
ちょっと待ってくださいね。違う。グレンキンがあと2匹いるんで、さっきそれを 探してから。あれ、お客さん増えてる？それちょっと探してから。
もしかしたら向こうのところにもいるのかな、グレンキン。いるな。グレンキンいたら結構ややこくないですか？やだな。あ、でももうこっちにはいないかもね、もう。
いた。これかな。これじゃないか。こっちか。じゃあこっちでもない。これじゃない。これスーザフォンは彼が玄関に置いてったやつや。違った。全然違った。全然違ったわ。あと一匹じゃあ見つけてから思い出に行きましょ
大丈夫です。間に合ってます。お、いたもんね。やばいやばいやばい。
う。この曲マジでやばい。もしかしてここ？あ、見えない。ここか。違うか。全然反応してくれへん。これじゃないのか。あ、これ？逆？激戦傑作というトロフィーを獲得しました。よっしゃ。お、グレンキンの林というトロフィーも獲得しました。ありがとうございます。じゃあ最後行きましょうか。じゃあ最後行きましょう。この進み方が独特で酔うな。巨人さんだ。これお友達の巨人さんかな。多分そうだよね。ああ、もう行かない。酔うのギリギリマジでもう酔ってるな。でもおトゥズルさん、こんにちは。
We heard the shell and knew Agi had returned. Ibni was the leader then. It had taken many seasons, more than we would have liked, but there were finally enough Morlo again and our village was growing. We were strong. Some of the younger ones didn't know Agi and didn't want to hear her, called her a moon-shot crone, but Ibni looked in her mother's face and saw the truth of it. The end would come. The earth was growling again. There would be hot rivers of death and clouds of poison. But Aggie brought us the answer. She would give herself to the island. Ibni's voice shook. Surely a deer or a goat would be enough. The year's finest, blackest calf. Aggie cast down her eyes and shook her head. We all knew. I offered my blade, but Aggie turned me away. She took her knife that had cut her own cord the night the volcano last erupted and wrapped Ibni's fingers tight around the bone hilt. It must be you, Ibni, she said, and it must be now before the sun comes up. This day, this morning, or we are all gone. The village, the people, the island. Aggie embraced her daughter. Ibni whispered something, but I could not catch the words. Both women's faces shone with tears. Aggie sat on the ceremonial stone, the tears streaming now from all of us. Aggie delivered her final message. She told us her body must not be burned or given to the sea, but lain in the earth of the island beneath the mountain. Ibni was shaking, and then I realized it was not just Ibni. The whole island was trembling under our feet, waking up. Aggie told Ibni to be quick, the end was coming. As Aggie took Ibni's hand and guided the knife to her side, we saw the fish folk rising from the sea, hundreds of them, so many. I had no idea there were so many. Aggie was quiet the whole time, but Ibni cried out. A sound of longing and hurting from her heart like I had never heard. Then she fell silent, and as Aggie's life poured from her body, the island and everything on it fell suddenly still. Utterly still. We wept then, in sorrow and relief. Then the fish folk were among us, countless, numberless. One embraced Ibni, holding her up as it seemed her own legs might give way. When the sun came up that day, land and sea folk stood together for the first time, talking and singing the old songs, Aggie's songs, together. Ibni and the fish folk took Aggie up onto the mountain. They laid her in the peat alongside the knife and all the things she would need on her journey. Ibni watched over Aggie for days afterwards. Before she was covered, she placed a sacred carved stone, Aggie's beloved hair, inside her mother's mouth, to guide her and help her keep the mountain still forever. And so it was.
Usagi no Ishi?
Oh, Aggie. Now that's bravery.
Usagi no Ishi? Usagi no Ishi. 口の中に入れたって言ってたよね。これ違うよね。いた。違わなかったね。
Hey, Sparky, it feels a bit disrespectful looking inside Aggie's body like that.
You were the one who dug her up and put her on a plinth, Morris.
Yeah, but I...
Relax, Morris. This body isn't Aggie anymore. She's long past needing this old thing.
Well, all right then.
見つかったね。すごいね。
Okay, Morris. I'll level with you. We absolutely didn't need to find Aggie's mementos in order for me to sniff her out. She's here, waiting for you. She has been this whole time.
But then, why did we need to visit the Bronze Age?
Aggie thought it was important for you to see those memories, so you would understand her path before you met her. But also, wasn't it cool?
That it was. The things I've seen now. Oh, Sparky, thank you so much. To think, for a while there, I was worried that being dead was gonna be boring.
You are very welcome, Morris. Okay, so, shall we go say hello to Aggie?
Yes!
Morris! Sparky!
西に向かえ
It's
という
so
トロフィーを
good
獲
to
得
see
し
you
ました。
both.
Hey, Aggie.
Wait, you know me?
Of course I do. Morris Lupton, one of the best-loved men in the history of Shelmerston, with the very finest dog.
Me? Oh, I don't know.
Come now, let's go out of this place, into the air.
The one part of Shelmerston that looks just the same as the first day I saw it. I suppose it always will.
I love this beach. It's always been my favorite beach. I'm gonna go run.
Aggie, look at Sparky. She's shining.
That's the hope and the joy shining out of her.
That's it, isn't it? The point of all of this.
It is hope, home. This island, it chose the two of you just as it chose me.
And where will you be heading now? Heaven or something?
Heaven, what's that?
Well, I don't quite know how to explain it. But to me, it would be an awful lot like this beach.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm hoping to see Ibni, my daughter. It's been a very long time, but I remember her. We never forget the ones we love, do we, Morris?
No, I don't suppose we do.
I think she wants something, Morris.
Huh. Would you look at that? I just found a tennis ball in my pocket. Here you are, girl.
いやー、終わりましたね。壮大な話でしたね。 謎クリエイター。ちょっとあれですね、謎々に関してはちょっとあれメモってそれっぽいのを先に探さないと、探しても間に合わない気がする。急いでやんないと。じっくりやりたいゲームですね。なんか細かいとこをしっかりいろいろ見たい。そしてもうすごく好きです。絵柄というか、かわいい。そしてちょっと大人っぽい感じもありますよね。すごい。曲ちょっとね長めに撮っちゃいましたけど、曲すごい良かったですね。多分普通の人はそこまで苦戦しないだろうっていうところに結構苦戦しましたけど、なんかね、もうこれで宝探しみたいなものはもうバッチリだと思うんで、いろいろ見て回ったりとかね、ここはこことリンクしてるんだみたいなのもすごくあったんで、それを楽しんでやってもらえたらと思いますね。なんかアギはすごい人ですね。いいですよね、このカップルね。かわいい。種族が違う同士とか、いろんなね人間模様だったりとか、私は鳥がすごく好きなんですけど、フィンチ族に関してもいろいろ詳しかってすごくいいですね。ワクワクする要素がたくさんあったゲームでした。押さなきゃいけなかったね。ということで、I am Z。一応これでね、クリアということで、一旦これはここで完結ということで動画終わりたいと思いますが、なぞなぞね、やってみたい気持ちはありますが、できるかどうかという不安もあるのでできたら動画にしようかなと思います。 ではでは、本当に長い間ご覧いただいて本当にありがとうございました。楽しめましたでしょうか？楽しめてたらいいなと思います。ではではまた別のゲームを一緒にやっていけたらなと思っております。それではお疲れ様でした。バイバーイ。